Yo, yo, yo. What up, D? What up, D?
What's up, bro?
I'm chilling. What up, Ghost B fam? We back at you again. And uh this episode this episode we're gonna be talking about the X-Men 97, episode 7. Um
Ooh, shoot.
I was okay with it. I was okay with it.
You were just okay with it?
I was okay with it.
Okay, please preach.
Cause
Cause I
I'm still kinda mad that they had to kill off my boy
oh
Gambit, but at least they did give him a nice little funeral in the show. You know what I'm saying? Rogue finally realized that she messed up, but
is she?
she did, but she didn't.
Okay, I just want to say because Nightcrawler kind of go ahead.
Right? Nightcrawler kind of threw a jab in there. It was like, yeah, you got two boys that you you missing. So, but yeah, it was dope because it definitely changed the pace of what was going on, and then they made it to the point where they showed you that it was other things in play in the background,
Yes, character name
and
is Baston. He's a yeah.
yeah, and they actually, I think they did the start of the mashup pretty well.
Mm-hmm.
If y'all don't know what we talking about,
Oh, we're spoiling the heck out of this, so go watch
right?
it. Stop right now and go watch it because I'm gonna talk about it because I'm like
Yeah, because
excited.
because it was funny because they started with the funeral and Jubilee was like, "Yo, why isn't she here?"
Yes.
Like Gambit was down for her, like all the way, and she not here.
Nope.
Okay, so real quick, I don't like how they make Wolverine sound Irish.
Well, he's from Canada, so that's a part of it. His original origin is from Canada,
I get
so
that, but Irish though,
it's just I get it. It's just
like
it's
I,
not
I hear an
supposed to
Irish
sound
accent every
no.
time he really starts talking. But anyway, like I'm still waiting for him to get like busy.
Well,
They
so I
keep
had a
playing my man. Like he wasn't like one of the most ruthless X Men.
all right. So listen, shout out to Brandon. Shout out to Brandon. I had a conversation about this and on Facebook. Facebook's actually I think it's been more interesting in social media interaction than Instagram or anything else. Like it's been people really have feelings about X Men '97. They're talking
Right.
about it. And he expressed that Wolverine was never supposed to be what the Marvel world made him to be in the movies. The movies made him feel like he's a frontliner, he's all these things. But in the original X-Men story, he was the side guy. And Cyclops was more the head guy. And they're showing that in this particular X-Men 97. And it irritates some people like I love X-Force Wolverine. X-Force is a different book for you guys don't know about. It was him with the silver costume when he was the head lead, he was more savage like. But he's actually right. He is more of not a watered down version, but he's playing his role in the
So,
X Men group.
okay, so I get that he wasn't the main guy,
Yeah,
but like even in the fight scenes,
it's kind of underwhelming. It is.
right?
It is.
Like when he pulls the claws out, he's supposed to do some type of damage.
I think it's going to come. It's going to come, but you
It's gonna
also
have
have
to.
it's.
Because
There's
in
a
this
meme.
episode, he got punked at the end.
There's a meme I seen. I gotta send it to you. It's a four picture meme, and it showed a person with a hand, and you see him reaching the hand out like he's like about to smack a sheep.
Hmm.
And the first sheep is a big sheep and it's Wolverine. And then as the picture progresses, you see him smacking the sheep out the way, and it's a little small, skinny, hairless sheep. It says Cyclops, as I'm making sure he's the center of the attention. And that was the metaphor of the show where Wolverine, get out the way, it's Cyclops' turn. Because they are definitely putting respect on Cyclops. But let's go back to this funeral thing you mentioned and the grieving of Rogue. And the grieving of Rogue, she basically went around and she is the Sentinels. Sentinels were always Trask and them were always the people. When it's Sentinel's around, you got to find him because he's supposed to be operational through his DNA. And then we saw her on a hunt trying to find him, but he's
Right.
getting moved around because they know that someone's going to try to find him and someone's going to try to kill him. Rogue has her venture and she finds good old Boy Scout, not Boy Scout, but Captain America. And
But
that
I
scene
mean,
was freaking
even
amazing.
before that though, even before that, they kind of slid in a Marvel like egg
Oh, Red Hawk?
because they was like when she was at the military base, it was like this is
Red
a
Hawk.
secret military base, and dude in there was like, "Yo, we're in the place that held the Hawk. We're
Yes.
good."
Yes. That is General Ross. General Ross is going to come in the next Captain America movie. He is also Red Hawk, for fans who do not know. He is he's like the main antagonist for the Incredible Hulk. So seeing that scene down there and seeing Rogue break through that as in like I'm the strongest, just the Hulk,
Right,
let you know who I really am.
right. And
That was pretty.
I feel like wasn't he in that first Hawk that they made,
Yes,
like the very
yes.
first one? He
He
was
is.
the one chasing him.
He's not only in the first one, bro. He's in a lot of them. You go back to the original Hulk cartoon. There's also the other Hulk and his family's cartoon. He's in basically every single one because he is Red Hulk. There's no one's really showed him as Red Hulk the way he's supposed to be. I'm
Yeah,
hoping we get that here, and that's going to lead to my why I'm excited and why I'm so happy about this episode because one of the greatest comic books ever created may potentially happen because of this freaking episode. So we see her. Rogue is the strength of the Incredible Hulk, pretty much. That's what they try to say.
right.
She's grieving, and then she goes out to the middle of nowhere, and she sees Captain America and the Shield, and
Bro, it
people.
was tough how they brought it in though. Cause you
Yes,
just hear her flying, pissed off, and then you see the shield fly at her. She just
yes,
catches it though.
yes, and then you see how like Cap is not trying to be aggressive with her. He's like,
Right,
yo, like Rogue, you gotta get out of here. We're looking for him too, but right now you gotta go.
right,
So Rogue being pretty much that she's not the good X-Men right now. She's going to pretty much that I'm going for my target. When she takes the shield and how petty she was to throw the shield into
right,
the freaking mountains,
right. My man was just looking like
like
seriously,
you didn't have to do
seriously,
that.
Rogue. Like you couldn't just drop it. Like
She just flung that joke. Well, you don't need this then, and she just takes off. So we see that happening. We also, like I said, all you Gambit fans, I am a troll. Goodbye. See you later. And then
it's
we
okay. They wasn't going to do him right anyway. In this, they if you see the way they doing Wolverine, they're not going to do him right.
That's also because most people who love Gambit, their next favorite person is Wolverine. I'm loving it. I'm loving it that the move to the side type mentality. And then we also see the breakdown of what's going on. We see how the government officials, we see how basically the team, they're all grieving. Everyone's grieving, and they all basically find a point where they all have to find Trask. So they end up all together, and you see that Rogue is grieving on the steps. And then we talk about the famous Nightcrawler scene of trying to comfort her and
Right,
explain that you're grieving two men. You
right.
almost forget about Magneto.
Yeah, yeah. Like for a while in this episode, you completely forgot Magneto supposedly got crushed,
Yes.
and now it's like, okay, yeah, she realized Gambit was
Damn.
her boy, and now she's grieving over it. But then he was like, wait a minute, you was messing with two of them. Like, don't try to
Yo,
play now. Like
she
she was the only one.
she lost her two lovers, bro. Two
Right,
lovers in the same matter of minutes. But remember, you were just kissing and dancing with one. You can't. No, you can't
right.
play.
He,
You can't
he
play
he
both.
basically brought her back. Like, yo, stop this game.
Yeah. So they say that they located the person that they look to find, and then explain to me. Tell me how you felt about the scene. They go up there, and then I thought it was almost a thought, not actually really taking place, but it actually
Right,
took place and Rogue threw this man off the freaking roof,
right.
the ledge.
So it's funny that you say that because even the part where they found Rogue on the
Yeah.
step, I thought from that point on, it was almost like a dream that Rogue was having. Like she
Gotcha.
wanted to do these steps. She wanted them to find her. She wanted to go and find this guy. So at that point, I was like, "Oh, nah, that's a dream." But like you
Oh,
said, when they got there, first off, the new Sentinels that they building is a
they're
problem.
crazy. Yeah. Yeah.
It's a
It's
problem, and
yeah.
it's not like they had one in that building.
Mm-hmm.
They had like 12 of them things already made up, ready to go.
Yes.
But like you said, they walking around and they see the doctor like on the ledge about to jump.
Mm-hmm.
And they like, nah, we can't let him do this. Like you even heard Wolverine like, are we about to have to save him?
Yes.
So you see Rogue is the first one to go catch him and she's trying to get more info out of him.
Mm-hmm.
He was like, yeah, I ain't got nothing for you. Like, I ain't got nothing left.
Yeah.
And she was just like, oh, that's too bad. And just let him go. I thought that was the hardest scene in the whole show so far.
Bro, when she did that and then turned around, like it's
Right.
done. It's done. It's over with.
Everybody else was like, yo, like, why? What are you doing? Like, even the one guy was like, is this who we are now?
Yes, Morph.
And Wolverine just like, hey, she did what she had to, bro. She did what everybody else wanted to do.
Yes, so we see that right happening, and then all of a sudden you see him fly back up. You
Right.
see
You
him
see the
fly back up.
explosion. And
Yes.
at first, it was almost like, okay, where did it come from? Like, at first, I didn't expect it to come from him.
Yeah.
Like, I thought maybe, yeah, it was a setup, but they had another Sentinel already there.
Yeah.
But then when he flew back up, it showed what these new Sentinels could do.
So pretty much there's a. I'm still kind of like not 1,000% sure on the entire direction that X Men's going with this because there's books that I did not read. So people comment below, let me know how you feel about it. Bastion is the character they're talking about. Far as I know about Bastion is he is a evolution of the Sentinels in the future. He is pretty much working on making hybrid Sentinels that are like humans, but also Sentinels, which we see in the Doctor,
Yeah.
and the ability to be able to just morph and do different things that are well advanced in the typical Sentinels we had in the first two episodes.
Right.
So seeing that take place and then seeing them fight and seeing the destruction that he did, the X-Men are going to have a serious problem moving
Right.
forward.
Like, they was getting smacked around, bro.
Like, remember you complained about it in the first couple episodes. You're like, yo, it was too easy. Well, maybe that's the reason why.
Yeah.
It's the
This,
reason why.
I'm okay with.
Okay.
Because now you got to go back and regroup and be like, all right, how we going to deal with this?
And it's crazy because, like, they're all trying to find that he's not human really anymore. So he's not the person. So the Days of Future Past movie, everything's blending in together. Like,
Right.
time travel and having gone back and forth. X-Men versus Deadpool is coming out soon, and they also know that Deadpool's will be doing time travel. It almost makes you feel like the Sentinels are from the future and also mixed with the past and how they're blending currently to just do different things. And this episode I personally thought was informative and it was good because you needed to know what is going to be the next big bad or whatever it may be. Because everybody thought it was Sinister. And Sinister was a part of a lot of things going on. But then you find out that Bastion may have been the person pulling the entire strings in the background.
Right. Because he did have the doctor make that video that was sent to the X-Men and was like, yeah, like Sinister is playing a role, but he's not the main guy. He's going for somebody bigger and badder than him.
Yes. So he's from the original X-Men story, Bastion. So like, of course, I didn't realize that I read all the books about what happened to him because he was like a side character. I wonder if they're going to take his origin and just not make him like the Apocalypse type style, but almost make him like he's like this season's ultimate person. Yeah. So and Sinister's like that micro villain that has a side piece. All he cares about is genetics. All he cares about is trying to do the ultimate mutant and everything else. But then as the story progresses, he is kind of creepy. And then we
It
we
looks
get the
like it.
we get kind of the unveiling of something that we always believed, that he looked like Magneto, bro. He
Bro,
looked,
I was as soon as because they played it well.
yes.
Because when they first showed him, they
When
only
he,
showed like from his nose to the top of his eyebrow.
when he basically choked out the dude from the bed, from like, basically in the glasses, and
Right.
how
That's
it
all they
definitely,
showed. And
I
I
thought
was
it was
like,
Magneto.
yo, that's Magneto, bruh.
I thought so too.
And then when you was just alluding to him being a little dark and crazy, they show at the end Magneto is tied up in a
Yes,
chair and he's shaving him. And even when they finally showed both of their faces in the same frame, it looked just like Magneto.
it did. It really did.
So it had me thinking, like, all right, like, is he some kind of bloodline of Magneto?
So that's one theory, and I like it. I like it. But I think he's from the future, and I think he has the ability to morph into different things, and I think that's just the style that he had for his character. But you see how there was the inhibitor was around Magneto's neck, so he couldn't use his powers, which they
Yeah,
displayed. It's like they displayed these things early that we could have
right,
overlooked, that are now important.
right.
So Magneto's alive. So Rogue, when she finds that out, that's gonna be crazy. Find out that he is not actually pulling on the strings like we thought he was, because he's,
Okay, so he was
ain't no
alive.
way.
I
Ain't no way he
did
pulling
say
on the
that.
strings. Ain't no way he pulling on the strings. This man
Right.
is getting handcuffed and getting shaved by another grown man.
He was alive, so I did get that part. He's
Yes.
not pulling all the strings, so I didn't get that part. But I still feel like he's gonna turn back to the old Magneto and be like almost like an enemy type.
Oh, absolutely.
Because
This
I feel
man,
like somehow in this chair when he's shaving him, which is the weird part, that he's gonna talk him back into being evil.
you want to talk about the ultimate, like, I don't know, I don't want to use the word like domination. Like, this man literally had his man inhibitor, can't move, can't use his powers. Yeah, don't move, because I'll cut you. Like,
Right. Right. That's
this is,
almost like some torture without torturing.
and I'm like, why are you keeping clean? Why are you keeping him up right there? What's
that's
going
that's
on?
what I'm that's why I think he's some type of bloodline for Magneto. But
I
you
think he's a
did say
robot.
he was from the future.
I think he's a robot. I think he is the evolution of the Sentinels. I think he's a Sentinel himself. That's what I
Okay.
think. So when it comes down to power, being, everything else, Magneto really can't touch him. But he must be scared of Magneto a little bit for him to be able to put on the inhibitor collar
Right.
on him. But where do you get the inhibitor collar from? The government? So Magneto might see it as in like, yo, you were hired by them for the future type thing because you didn't want us to have our own little island. It's a lot of stories and go a lot of places. I don't know how the writers are going to do this, but I like the direction they are going.
Right. I like how they brought Cable back too.
Yeah, but you also was crazy. I thought Storm was going to pop back up in this episode. I
I
really
did
did.
too. I did too.
So also even Professor Xavier, like they're holding them off the big till the end. Also, oh yeah, they mentioned that the
Oh yeah, the
mutants, the
crossword.
entire, the crossword, and also that they were spying on Xavier and that he's not dead, and
Yeah.
that the world thinks that the mutants are mourning the loss of their teacher. And he says everyone knows it's a big lie. So I think publicly they're going to announce that they're he's alive,
Yeah.
and I think that's going to shock and cause drift or between the actual like students and Xavier, because before he gets down there, they're going to know that you basically didn't want to be with us. You wanted to stay up there and get married.
Right. And I feel like that can play a part in the Magneto going back evil too. Because it's
Oh,
like, oh, you just basically played us and tried to make me like turn good, and now you're not even dead. Like, oh, all
yeah.
right, okay.
It's not looking promising right now. It's looking
It's
like
really not.
it's gonna turn really, really, really mucky. Like next episode, somebody gonna die. That's how I'm gonna say. I think somebody else is gonna join
I don't
Gambit.
know. I don't know. I don't think they're gonna die yet.
So we already
Maybe,
lost.
maybe we'll get more Cable, or
Ooh.
maybe they go back away from Cable, and then maybe this is when at least Storm or Professor Xavier comes back.
We overlooked something. Last episode, I mentioned to you that about Emma Frost and how she's the OG and how I'm not sure how she would die because her powers are obscene, or absurd. She was found in the Rumble, and
Right,
when Gene came there, you saw Emma Frost in her diamond state. I
right.
think she's going to become the queen to Magneto when they do the Dark Side, and their power is going to be insane. Like it's those two together. It's if Magneto brings out the all white cloak, bodies are getting dropped. They are going to get dropped. I just want to see. I think I'm gonna call it right now. I think Morph dies next episode. I think Morph dies.
I was about to say he seemed a little bit like almost like the weakest link right now.
His powers are actually pretty insane, but they really haven't shown it.
I was about to say I see him changing into different X Men and
Yeah,
doing what he got to do in each battle, but
he's like Beast Boy, but for X Men.
yeah,
Someone else is going to die too. I don't know yet. It's not going to be Scott.
I don't think it'll be any of the rest of them.
Nah, somebody. I'm calling now. 2 people are going to die next episode. 2.
All right, I can see Morph,
Okay, we got Morph down. He's in the betting.
but you got to think though,
It's not
all
going
the
to
rest
Jubilee.
of them, all the rest of them are like staple characters.
So was Gambit, right?
Eh, technically, but not.
Oh man, I just love it. I love it. I love it.
Like you said though, Gambit and Nightcrawler wasn't in at the same time. So they took Gambit to put in Nightcrawler.
Facts. I want to know where's Colossus. I want to know where's Juggernaut. I want to see these characters. I'm more about the
I don't know if we gonna see them this. Like
if they make this more than one season, I can't.
Right. I feel like it has to be more than one season because I feel like they're hitting stuff that you don't really think about, like the background stuff that I think they're playing this to do that merger.
All right, so this is fans. If you're still with us, thank us so much. Please subscribe, share with friends, tell about what's going on. And if you have never read a book called X-Men vs. the Avengers, go to your local bookstore and get it now. This is where I think we're headed to. And X-Men the Avengers are one of the greatest comic books I have ever read. That's a book where we may have to I might have to send it to you and we both read it and talk about it.
I was about to say, because
I love.
I'm going to end on this question so we can think about it and then go back to it.
Team X-Men all day. What's up? Team
I was
X-Men
about to say, because I seen a post that said X-Men versus the Avengers.
Yes. X-Men all day.
And at first, I'm sitting here. At first, I was just like, before I even seen this episode, I was like, yeah, X-Men. Like, you got Wolverine, you got Storm, you got Jean.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was sitting there after I seen that and seeing how Rogue just played with all the Avenger Easter eggs in this episode. I'm like, yo, she can take out half of the Avengers herself.
Now, I'm not going to sit there and lie. The Avengers team is stacked. And also, some people argue that Wolverine could be an Avenger. But here's the thing with the Avengers. Let's go with the top 5. And they're actually really, really brutal. Hulk gets madder. And when he gets madder, it's not going to work. When he gets more angry, he gets stronger. And no one can duplicate that. Thor, the god. He's literally a god. Okay? Storm has powers on mega level. I'm not sure which scale is higher.
Right.
But he's a god. Spider-Man has the ability to do everything. I don't know what character on X-Men can deal with that. Right. Now, just stay right there. Now, Cap is Cap, super strength, of course. Now, that's where the funny thing is, too, because then do you add Vision? Because Vision literally can do everything. Like, there's other Avenger characters. They're not slouches, okay?
Yeah.
They're not slouches.
Yeah.
But just Hulk and Thor alone can knock out a lot of people. But then you mentioned Jean Grey and the telepathy and the mental stuff, and there's no one really rocking with her in Phoenix. But we've also seen how the Hulk is also a scientist, and when he gets a little more frustrated, mad, mess with his head, everyone dies.
Yeah.
So Hulk is the counterpart, but I'm still X-Men because I think X-Men's more grounded and they deal with like real issues in life. It's not like I'm gonna you got Tony Stark and all them, the high horses, the rich guys. X-Men's more the gritty. They're more down like yo, I have no place to go type vibe. That's what I like about it. That's me.
I
Who you
ain't
picking?
even gonna mention how my secondary characters, Gambit and Spider Man for each one. You know what I'm saying?
Well, it might
But
be a Spider-Man fan because Gambit's R.I.P.
they played Cap in this one post that I seen because they showed Spider Man and Cap with their strength moments, and they was like they showed the scene where Cap was struggling trying to hold this helicopter from going off, and then they showed Spider Man holding the whole ship together. Like,
Oh my
so,
gosh.
you know what I'm saying that's another story. That's another day. But anyway,
Yeah, I'm going with X-Men all day. I just want to see fans. Let me know what side y'all on. Comment below. This was a great episode, in my
yeah,
opinion. So I appreciate y'all. Stay tuned for future episodes.
yeah.
Peace and love.
Peace.